Oh, I did not sleep very well last night. And it is later in the morning now. It's almost afternoon. Let the kitty sleep in the bedroom. I'm gonna do my meditation here in a bit. I thought I'd have some water first. I'm gonna turn off the air conditioner during the day. Maybe I'll get some energy saver for it. My ice is little nuggets. They're not icing. And if I fill up my ice cube trays, I'll do that in a bit. It's a lot of ice. I know. Use a whole tray. That's fine. It'll last me several drinks. Yesterday, I had that for dinner. Should I show my... I never really showed my meditation on my water channel before. I don't know. I'm kind of weird about showing it. Because my family... I did it... Like, I went to my family's campsite, and I knew that I had to do my meditation, so I did it there. And, like, they made fun of me for it. So I'm, like, a little, like, nervous to, like, show people, like, how I meditate. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna laugh at me or whatever. Like, I want to drink my water when I want to meditate. It's the hard. I definitely want to get my stretches in and stuff. Do my asanas while I drink water. I want to take it really slow this morning, because we're on the weekend. Get my stand. Do a slow meditation. What's in here? Okay. I'm just like not use the app necessarily, but just kind of do it by myself. Oh. Maybe you could do it with me. I don't know. But got my water. That's why I keep a watch near me. Okay. Okay. First section is done. So that's my yoga asanas. I do those first. I need to get a tissue for the second part because I always have to blow my nose, which is my breathing technique. Now, I want to make this very clear. I'm not trying to teach anyone anything. I'm just trying to demonstrate, like, this is what it's like when I do my meditation. So, like, if you're interested in TM, definitely go to tm.org. Find a teacher. Find a center. Like, learn TM. It's very relaxing. But is that my yoga mat? My yoga mat is flaking. And Cat likes to scratch it up. Okay. I like to face east towards the sun. It's apparently better for coherence to do it that way. I like to blow my nose before I do my breathing technique. We call it pranayama. But and again, I'm not demonstrating. I don't know how to teach it very well. But I'm just doing it as a way of saying this is what I do during the day. But this is not an instruction, a how-to. This is just a demonstration of what I do. So if you want to learn how to do these things properly, you should learn through a teacher, because this is not a teaching video. This is just a demonstration. So just as an aside, I just want to make that very clear. So if you're watching this and you're like, wow, has some of the stuff that they talk about, like, it's affecting your brain chemistry and stuff, and so, like, the way that they talk about these things, it's different person to person, or it's different the way that they teach it, and, like, I don't want to teach it wrong, and I don't, especially, like, stuff that comes up during, like, there's a set way that they teach it, so I don't want to mess up their flow. So I've been doing this quite a while, so the way that I've meditated has changed over time. Like, I started out meditating 10 minutes once a day. So this is kind of like a building process. Like, I've built up to this. So, like, this is something that, like, I've worked up to. But, they say that you can start, like, 20 minutes a day, twice a day. But I didn't start that because I had a lot of stress with my body. So it just depends on who you are and, like, how much time you can commit to it and stuff, and what you can reasonably do, and you just talk that over with a teacher and stuff. So it's just what you can manage and what your stress levels allow, and but that's something you talk about with a teacher. You talk about that and what you can manage and what you can reasonably work with, and but they say, like, the maximum benefits you get are 20 minutes twice a day. Like, that's maximum benefits, 20 minutes twice a day. And I do still meditate twice a day. Like, I do the actual meditations twice a day. But I do, like, extra stuff to, like, maximize the yoga asanas and the breathing techniques and stuff that I do extra. Those, like, set me up to do the meditations. Like, they get me into the mind space to do the meditations. But I actually do only the meditations 20 minutes twice a day. And that's, like, because it's like building blocks. You get one building block and you build on top of it, and you build on top of it, and you build on top of it. It's like a building process. And it's only what you can commit to. If you can only commit to 20 minutes twice a day, and that's all you can do, and, like, it's fine, because you've already learned. If you've learned the TM, you've already learned something successful, and that's, like, the most important thing. So pranayama. I'm going to demonstrate pranayama. Did I empty my nose? I didn't do my Nyasa oil treatments today, but that's okay. It's okay. All right. Okay. I'll be back. I'm gonna go do my meditation, and then I'm gonna finish this video. So I shall return. Oh, my light's off. Okay. So after I do meditation, they say you should rest for about 10 minutes, that you shouldn't get up and move around right away, that you should. So it takes about an hour for me to do my meditation now, especially with I'm taking a little bit longer today because I'm taking I did my asanas a little bit slower today. That was a little bit more luxurious than I'm used to. It usually takes me about 15-20 minutes to do my asanas, but I was a little bit, it's a the weekend, so take a little bit of time, do a little bit slow, enjoy yourself a little bit, so, so you do your asanas, and then you do your pranayama, which is the breathing technique that you saw, and then you do your 20 minutes for your meditation, and then they say at least 10 minutes, if not longer, that you should rest, that you should just lay there, you should just not get up, and just veg out. So I'm gonna drink my water and we're gonna veg out. And usually what I'll do is on the app they have videos that you can watch, so usually I'll just watch the head of TM, Tony Nader, talk about something, or I'll watch a YouTube video, or something that it helps me expand my mind and help me think about something, because I'm coming out of this meditation and you feel kind of like a sponge. You have this your mind has been expanded a little bit, so you, especially those moments when you come out of meditation, there's a sense of a critical moment where you have this ability to absorb information. So especially for retention and things like that, of what you want to place in your mind. So it's interesting, the things that I'll look at, and when I was coming out of my meditation today, and I was thinking about what I see during my meditation sometimes, and sometimes it's just it's not, the things that you see are just stress leaving the body, so it's not anything in particularly interesting that you shouldn't put any mental weight on it. That's why I'll journal about the things that I see during my meditation as a way of releasing those things that I journal about them so that I don't put too much mental stress or weight on them, as a way of I had those experiences and that they were things that I thought about, but they're not things that I hold on to for too long, especially if I feel they might impede upon future meditations. If you have a really, especially think about this, you had a really good dream and you really enjoyed that dream, and then the next night you go to bed and you're I really hope I recreate that dream. So then you stay up all night and you're man, I can't get to sleep because I'm thinking about that dream. And it's like, no, I mean, but, or like you're wanting to connect to that thing that you experienced before, and it's like, you can't do it like that. It doesn't work like that. So, like, you'll stress yourself out, like, thinking about, like, the previous dream that you had, or like the previous experience that you had. So, like, that's why I journal about those things, is because it's like I'm trying to let them go and not dwell on those thoughts, as a way of like releasing those things. And like that's especially if you're a meditator, like if journaling as a way of like releasing those thoughts, it's not mandatory, but like as a way of like, if you struggle to release thoughts during meditation, journaling afterwards about like what those thoughts were, as a way of like trying to release those thoughts, because obviously there's a stress related to those thoughts, and it's something that you need to work through. So stress comes up during meditation, and like it's sort of like trying to work through that stress, so you're attacking it from both angles. Like, stress comes up, something bothering you, you write about it, and then you're working through it from both ends. You kind of burning the candle from both angles. So that's kind of like been part of my healing process, is that I journal, and then I meditate, and I meditate and I journal. It was very interesting during the week that I did my retreat, because we were doing several rounds of meditation. So like you do a round. So like what happens is something would come up during a meditation, and I would just like, I would try not to like write for too long. Like I wouldn't do like a full like journal entry. I would just like write like for 5 minutes or so, just jotting down what I needed to jot down, and then just like keep going. But I wouldn't journal all the time. Like if nothing came up, I wouldn't journal. I wasn't like making it a habit of like journaling every time. But if I had like an experience, I would just journal about it real quick and just like talk about the things that I experienced. And, I wouldn't go into like great detail about what I experienced, just like kind of an overview of like what was happening and like what I was experiencing and like what was going through my mind. And then just to get it out. And then when it was done, I was able to release that. But so I got up on a tangent. So I was thinking about what I was seeing during my meditation today. Sometimes I see colors. You ever see those like phosphorescence? Like the light behind your eyes. It's a normal biological function. Like, people say that you're not supposed to be able to see that as an adult, or like that very few people do see that as an adult. But I noticed a lot of people who meditate regularly do see lights or shining lights or like colors, or just like, because it's like, I don't know what it is about meditation, but there's something about it that like changes the way that you see during meditation. It'd be like, it's not necessarily like flashing lights, but it'd be like melding colors. It'd be like lights that are like melding into place and stuff like that. It'd be like I don't know how to explain this. Like, have you ever watched those like old like 60s videos of like Doctor Who and stuff, and it'd be like lava lamp stuff. It'd be like melding colors, or like lights that are kind of like flashing, like moving around, kind of like, it's sort of like oil or something that's been like moving around and stuff, kind of like that. Um, but it's like it looks like kind of electricity. Kind of it doesn't. It looks less lava lampish and more like electricity, like it's burning through your eyes. It's very interesting. Um, but it's light. It'll be like. Um, Sometimes it's just bands of color. Maybe you see like bands of color. Be like, and I was trying to paint that last night. I couldn't sleep last night. And so I was up really late. And so I was painting like bands of color. Like sometimes I just see like one little band of color. Like sometimes you see like other bands of color. I was thinking about Rothke, Philip Rothke. He does like these paintings that are like bands of color, and like it's very like detailed. But I was thinking about that, and like when you think about things like that they talk about during like transcendental meditation, they talk about like the unified field, and they talk about like this field, and they talk about it in a sense of like it's like a band, but really what it is that it's that you're seeing the closed eyelid behind your eyes, and it's like you're perceiving because the eyes are still perceiving even though your eyes are closed. It's that perceiving band of closed eyelid even though, so it's very interesting. It's like I'm still perceiving light even though my eyes are closed. It's very interesting. um Very weird. uh yeah, so or like perceiving light behind my eyelids or like in the back of my, I don't know, it's still perceiving light even though I can't necessarily see physically. I don't know. Because you think like, oh, you can't see, but like when you close your eyes, but you can see, you're still able to see. Like you're not seeing like what you think you're seeing. So like when you see like a band of light, like when you close your eyes, it's like when you see like bands of light, or like when you see like a field of light, or like, yeah, it's because that's your eyelids closed. Yeah, you think about it. And that's why, like, you think about like Philip Rothke, like with bands of color. It's like you're seeing with your eyelid. So I was trying to paint that like perception of like that band of color, because I was like, thinking about it. It's been 10 minutes, but I wanted to finish my water before I got up. I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten since like 7 p.m. last night, and it's almost noon. So it's been more than 12 hours at this point. And I thought I would start off I've been doing it recently, that I've only been on 12/12s because I don't really want to do 16/8s because I feel like that's too much. But like I really like doing 12/12s, because that's kind of like really nice. Like I don't feel like I'm doing too much of an intermittent fast if I do 12/12. Like that feels really circadian, and I feel like, I can go 12 hours without eating, and like that's pretty, like that's good for the night, like 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's not even that. It's like 10, maybe like 10, 12 hours without eating. Like I can do that. Like, you finish your last meal at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Maybe sometimes like 9 o'clock is if you have like dessert or something, maybe like 9:30.
And then you just don't eat until like the next morning at like 8:30, 9 o'clock or something. But like today it's a little bit later because I woke up later today because I didn't sleep last night very well. I was up late last night painting and talking to myself, pretending that I was talking to David Lynch. Delusional thinking. Telling him how much I loved him and whatever. I don't know. Fantasy girl stuff. I don't know. Fantasy fan stuff. Just sad girl stuff doing sad girl stuff. I don't know. Anyway, that's the video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed watching me do my asanas or whatever. If you thought that it was interesting, maybe find a TM teacher and think about getting involved in TM because it's very satisfying and it really has changed my life. You don't meditate for the sake of meditation. You do for what it does for the rest of your life. And for me, what it's done is it's helped me control my bipolar. It's helped me live a more fulfilling life. It's helped keep me out of the hospital. So that's why I do it. Anyway, have a good day.